Surprise.
All right. Hey, it's Nevin,
And Justin
and we're bringing you Conversations in Water via Zoom.
via Zoom. Hey, for the second time in a row, we're
Second
here
time ever
in Zoom.
to entertain you while you're hopefully not going out and spreading viruses and whatnot.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal with all this anyway.
Yep. So we have been, Justin, I don't know about you, but I'm still doing pretty good. I'm not feeling the pressure of isolation or anything.
No.
So
Not yet.
Not yet. Who knows how crazy this could get? Could start pumping out episodes every day. That's just how bored we get. But I doubt it, because I just got a new job thing. So, which I don't know if we're gonna talk about today. We don't have to, but
well, you just moved. We can talk about that.
We what?
Got a new location.
Yes, I'm in my new apartment. That's part of it, and then there's a kitchen area and a bathroom and a bedroom. It's a whole thing. But it's just moved in on the 1st and adjusted to it. I like it. It's a lot better than the house I was living in. So it's a little different living by myself. There's a lot of good perks, but there's also a couple of drawbacks. In fact, it's kind of nice. I don't have to worry about closing the door when I go to the bathroom, but I'm also like, I don't want this to become a habit, because then if I'm in someone else's house, go to the bathroom and then I forget to close the door, it'd be weird. So
like I don't do that at my house, like, at all. When I'm living here at home now, like, that is just not something we do usually.
Close the door?
Oh, you mean like while you're using it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
I was concerned for a minute, but
I thought you, like, once you're done, you wash your hands, you open the door, and then you just walk out. I didn't. Anyway,
no, I don't close the door after I'm done in there. But Justin, what do we got planned for everybody today?
We're here with a very special guest, as always, but today is a more different kind of special.
Always good at these intros.
A good kind of special. I don't know where that sentence was going, but hey, it's Alan Prothman. He works with Crew in Nebraska. So, Alan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Show us your face.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah. So, as Justin just said, I do work with Crew, formerly known as Campus Crusade for Christ, and I live in Lincoln, Nebraska, the big old capital of a great populated state. But yeah, so a little bit about me is I working with Crew, and I've been with Crew for about 5 years now. My first 2 years were overseas in South Asia, and I've been on staff in Nebraska for about 3 years. But I got involved with Crew back in 2005, I believe. So it's been quite a while, and I was 15 then. So
Dang.
Yeah, it's been a cool journey.
I was like 6 years old.
Yeah. How about that?
So, how are you handling yourself with everything going on? Is your life vastly different or mildly different, or how's this affecting you?
Yeah, I would say it's quite a bit of a change for me, because my job is to work on college campuses, meeting with students, meeting them at their dorms, meeting them in the union, being at, Crew weekly meetings and Bible studies, discipleship groups. And we've been instructed by Crew not to do anything like that until mid-June. So even my summer job with doing summer missions and stuff, that was canceled. I was going to go to New Jersey this summer, and I was going to be one of the team leaders, but they canceled that a while ago. So yeah, it's affected me quite a bit. However, it's been a really pleasant transition. I don't think I really realized how nice it would be to be at home for a while, have a slower work pace, and I don't know, I've been getting things done on my to-do list that have been there for a really long time, and then doing other things that I didn't even know were on my to-do list. And I feel like I've been pretty accomplished and productive. If anything, I think it's gonna be hard to go back to the normal way of doing things. So
Right.
that's just my prediction.
No, I think you're right. I think we're all gonna struggle with that. And I think it'll be interesting to see how it happens because I think it's going to be more gradual than a lot of people realize. Like, I don't think it's going to be, oh, on June 1st, everybody gets to go back to life as normal. I think it's going to be like really gradual, especially because we don't know when, like, they keep saying, oh, the peak's this week or the peak's next week or the peak is the end of April. But nobody really knows yet because you can't know when the peak was until you get past the peak. And so, yeah, so we have no idea when we're going to get back to life as usual. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been like 50-50, like 50% more productive than I was before all this, and then 50% more lazy. So, and I realize the math doesn't quite make sense, but I don't know. I've definitely spent some time relaxing and unwinding, and I don't know. My sleep schedule is definitely off from what it was. But yeah, I agree. I think I've got a lot of things done that either I had been procrastinating because there was no deadline on them, and so I just never did them, and now I just finally got around to it. Or yeah, I don't know. I just had more free time to get stuff done. But yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, one thing I'm really looking forward to / really not liking right now is like I can't get a haircut right now, and it really bothers me. My hair actually doesn't look that bad right now, but it's bothering me a lot. Like in the back, it's long, and like that's just right now. We still got who knows how long before this.
Hey, ain't nobody getting a haircut. I mean,
Yeah.
look at mine. I obviously my hair. Normally I style it all fancy, but I did not. I
First
don't
thing
do
I'm
that.
doing when this is over, when stuff opens back up, hey, I'm getting a haircut. It's getting cut. I'll be the first one there. That's it. That's all.
You're not gonna try
Actually,
the self haircut for the
Yeah,
month?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I don't think I would give myself a haircut. I've been talking with my parents about them doing it, but I don't think neither of them really want to. Like they don't about it. So
see,
I don't know.
I've been growing out my facial hair, which
Nice.
normally I don't do this. Normally that only happens in November because this, no shade November, you just got to do it. But I had to skip last November because of a wedding, and so I like when this opportunity arose. It started with spring break. I just decided I wasn't going to shave over spring break here at Wayne, and then by the end of it, when they announced all the school closures and everything, I was like, might as well just grow this out for the remainder of the pandemic. So it's actually coming in way better than it had previously, but not near to the levels you've quite gotten to, and probably be years before I could aspire to something like that. But
Oh, you can do it. I believe in you.
who knows? Depending on how long this thing goes, maybe it will be looking like that by then. But
Full beard.
all right, well, let's get to our topics. Justin, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. I'm just looking at my list here that I need to organize it really badly because they're just kind of all thrown in there, and I don't remember which shops we've done and which ones we haven't. So, first, number one, going to college. Okay, going from high school to college.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 2, let's go with YouTube. Okay, we can talk about YouTube.
Just in general?
Sure.
Okay.
Wherever we go with it. And then the emoji that you would be. Ew, I think that was gross. Yeah.
All right, so now we vote on them. I'm gonna say transition to college.
Okay. Oh yeah, Alan. And now, okay. So at this point, I've listed the 3, and then like we talk about it, we decide which one we want to go with. So Nevin is saying transitioning to college from high school to college.
Okay.
So did you
And
vote?
then
which
do I vote too?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
I'd
okay,
vote for that one too, probably.
it's
Okay.
decided.
Decided. So that's my topic.
All right. I'm gonna go with um activity at least likely to do activities during quarantine that are possible, but like that people would least likely do, right?
Okay.
Baja Blast, is it universally beloved, or are there people that hate it? And making the bed. Why do we make the bed? What's the purpose? Those are my three.
Hmm.
Dang. Well, I honestly don't remember the last time I had Baja Blast, so there's that. Just throwing that out there, I guess.
He also doesn't like Taco Bell, which is, I'm pretty sure, a crime. Pretty sure you could be killed for that.
I mean, I'll eat it. It's not my go-to fast food taco place, or taco place in general, I suppose. I don't know. I like the first one you said, like the quarantine one, I think. Yeah, least likely thing you do. I like that one. Wow, you had some good topics this time, Nevin. Way to go.
I feel like I'm kind of feeling torn between quarantine and making the bed.
Right.
I don't know. What happens if I vote for something that you didn't vote for, Justin?
Then
I'm the tiebreaker.
Oh, then he's the tiebreaker. Okay, I vote for making the bed.
Dang it! Now I have to decide. I didn't think this through.
Pressure.
Well, I feel like the quarantine one, we could go in all sorts of directions, whereas making the bed's a little more straightforward, which I like. So let's go with making the bed.
All right, it's decided. Cool. So we'll talk about that too. And then, yeah. So what say you, Alan? What topics, what ideas do you have?
Okay, I've been thinking long and hard.
Okay.
First one that I came up with was pet peeves. Second one I came up with was Facebook Marketplace sales.
Oh.
The third one I came up with was finding free money.
Ooh, dang.
Let's. My vote is Facebook Marketplace sales.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to. But okay.
Cool.
I just ask, like, what were you thinking about, like free money though? Like just walking down the street and finding it, or like?
Yep.
Okay. Or I didn't know if you were like, hey, come do this thing and earn a free $1. I don't know.
Well, no, there's like a, I don't know, a movement of people, but there's people that have strategies on how to find it and where to find it.
Really?
And I may have researched those strategies and have adopted them myself.
Interesting.
It's not a lot. It really isn't.
All right. Justin, let's kick it off with yours.
All right. So
what was it again?
Going to college.
Transition. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been thinking about this a lot too. Sort of is like when you're in high school, like I feel like we've talked about this before, but it's okay. We'll talk about it again. High school, like it's your whole world, right? Like you grew up. Once you were like 4 years old, mom's like, hey, all right, you got to go to school now. And you're like, okay, I guess, because you're a 4-year-old. And so like school's all you know. And then you get to high school and like, I don't know, just that's your whole world. That's all you know, sort of. You don't know life outside of high school. And so I feel like transitioning from high school to college is this big thing. Or it doesn't even have to be college. Like people go out into the workforce too, and whatever they do. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's just this big thing. It is a huge thing, like graduating from high school. But ultimately, is it like the hugest thing ever in your life? Not usually. It feels like that though.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people were shell shocked when they first went to college. Like when you got to campus your freshman year, mom dropped you off, unloaded the minivan, and got you in your dorm, and all of a sudden, people are freaking out and, oh, I don't know how to do this thing. For me, I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if my mom dropped me off my freshman year. I'm pretty sure I just drove myself and like unloaded the car and got to I don't think she even, and like already I was kind of mentally preparing for college, and I had been working a full-time job over the summer. And so like I already knew what adulting was like a little bit, and I managed my own money, like all those things that some teenagers don't do, I already did. And so when I came to college, it was just like, all right, you gotta figure out how to do college, but it wasn't that big a deal. And I was never homesick. I was never like, oh, I wish I wasn't the kid that went home every weekend. I think I went home that Labor Day weekend, which everybody kind of does, especially freshmen. And then I think I went home, I don't know, maybe whatever midterm break was. So that probably would have been in October. But yeah, for me, it wasn't near as big a deal, I think, as it was for a lot of people.
How far away is your home from college?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. What about you, Justin?
I'm about an hour and a half.
Okay.
He lives 30 minutes from me, which is
Nevin and I,
okay.
We live in the same small county in Nebraska, which is crazy.
Okay. I think for me, so mine's pretty unique. So I was homeschooled. So I did the homeschool till college, and I was homeschooled. I never did a day of preschool or kindergarten. Funny story, because I remember when being really, really little and asking my mom, when do I get to go to public school, Mom? Because my brother and sister went. And my mom very sarcastically and snarky said back to me, well, when you stop wetting the bed, that's when you can start going to school. And sure enough, I never ended up going. So that can tell you one thing or another about how I dealt with wetting the bed. But so when I went to college for the first time, my mom dropped me off at college, but that was literally because I didn't have a driver's license. So I went early to finish off my homeschool equivalent, high school equivalent at a community college before I started. And then that was kind of fun getting dropped off at college at 15, and my mom was like, "Don't tell anybody your age; they're gonna make fun of you." But everyone could tell I was a 15-year-old, and I'd walk down the halls trying to keep to myself, but trying to act cool. And
Dang.
yeah, I looked very 15. But it was a fun time. It was really good.
Huh.
That's awesome. So wait, where are you from?
I'm from Columbus. So
okay.
The college I went to at that point in time was only 3 miles away. There's a community college on the north end of town.
Yeah, I'm from.
But then
Nevin's from Fullerton, so we're like super close. Or like I'm a half hour to Columbus anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I graduated from there, and then that's when I formally moved out of my house and I went to the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. So I went there for 4 years also. And that was more of maybe what you guys were more of looking for. That was kind of hard, moving out from the house. I remember sitting in my room crying on the first night, and then my buddy called me up saying, "Hey, come to this party. They're eating pancakes." And I was like, "What?" There was some sort of midnight pancake feast. Yeah, it's something the university does every year. So
that must have been crazy, going from being a homeschooler to community college to UNL, which is the biggest college in Nebraska. I mean, the campus is huge. Like, I've helped with CIY a couple times, and oh my gosh, even driving the campus, it's just crazy to me how much bigger it is than like Wayne's campus or even Kearney's campus. Like, Kearney's campus is manageable, but yeah, it's crazy to me how big UNL is.
Yeah, it was definitely overwhelming. And I thought going to the community college was overwhelming because, I'd never done any sort of schooling with other kids or anyone else. And yeah, and then going to UNL, I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to disappear in the crowd. Nobody's going to know me. I remember having this thought reoccurring, you'll never see the same person twice because there's like 25,000 college students at the time. And I just remember thinking, wow, it's impossible to make friends there. How do people make friends? But then once I went there for a semester or so, I was like, I got this place figured out. And you'd see people and you get used to it. And
That's
yeah.
funny.
Then, by the end of my 4th year, I was pretty well connected. So
Fun fact for our viewers and you guys, I actually took an entrepreneurship class at Central Community College. I think it was my junior year of high school. I don't remember how I found out I think it was through maybe my guidance counselor. But like I somehow got roped into it, and then my mom like agreed to let me take it. And I just remember going to like the first 2 classes, and I was just like really confused because they were talking about starting your own business. And for some reason I had it in my head that this was like, I don't know, it was something about technology or building a website or something. And so when they were talking like, oh, hey, we want you to start your own business and this is how you do it. And I was like, hold up, like we're actually doing this? Like I don't have, and then they were like, here's your investment. This is the money you need to put down. And I was like, I don't have money. What are you talking about? And it was really weird. I think I went to maybe 1 or 2 classes and then I dropped it and I was like, Mom, I don't know what that was, but I don't want to go back. So I think that was it might have been sooner than that. It might have been like sophomore year. Because I remember being young enough that I didn't know what was going on. So I don't know.
sounds like classic Central Community College.
Yeah.
You're like, I signed up for this, but this class has nothing to do with it.
All right. Let's transition to college. Making the bed. So why on earth? All right, here's my thing. I understand why moms and dads like instruct their children to do it. It's kind of a discipline thing. It's like, maybe it builds character somehow. I don't know. And maybe there is the occasion where like families coming over and you want the kids' rooms to look nice, right? But like as adults, like, even if I had friends over at my apartment, they're hanging out in my living room. They shouldn't be anywhere near my room. And I just don't get in what world does our bedrooms need to be that presentable? Like, I don't know. I could see some situations, like if you have a large family and you're just inevitably going to have people in your bedroom somehow for some reason. But like for me, there's very few reasons or times where I would invite someone into my bedroom, which, yeah.
It's great.
You know what I mean?
I love how it's like you're dancing around another topic. The PG-13 one.
Oh yeah, we're PG-13 here at the Conversations of Water.
Yeah, well, we didn't say this at the beginning, but we bring the conversations, and you bring the water. You didn't.
We used to say that all the time. We don't really do it anymore. I don't know. We lost it. I did bring water though, so.
I got some water too. So.
Nice. Hey. The water gang. Oh wait! Everybody put it in the shot at once. I'm gonna take a screenshot.
This is gonna be like a thumbnail.
Got it.
So, with what you just shared, Nevin, my only take on making the bed is, I guess, even very similar to what we're going through right now with the whole quarantine situation and people being isolated at home. I think it's really there to add a sense of accomplishment. People that have like little to-do lists, like if you get up and you get out of bed and you make your bed, there's this, it's more of a way, I think, of starting your day off on a better foot. Because you're like, oh, I already did that. I already did this. I put my dirty clothes in the laundry. I made my bed. I tidied up my room a little bit, and I'm out the door. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do my job or do this or that. So that's more of my take on making the bed is it's that. And then also at the end of the day, when you climb into bed, there is just something magical about climbing into a neatly made bed. You just feel clean, you feel nice. I even think, like, especially at hotels, if the house cleaning people didn't make the beds, after a night or two in that room, you're like, oh, this place is dumpy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do not like this place.
No, hotels should keep making the beds. That's for sure.
Yeah. But that's my take on it. What do you think, Justin?
Well, my parents growing up, they never made me make the bed ever. But this summer, when I was on camp team with CSF, the first camp we went to, the guy, I don't remember his name. He sang a song about donuts every morning to wake us up. Life without Jesus is like a donut, and there's a hole in the middle of your heart. Now I remember. Okay. But he gave this big long spiel about making the bed and how it's important. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And so I did it for a while, for like half the summer at different camps and stuff. And so that's like the only time that I consistently made my bed. I've always or not always, but once in a while I'll try to like get in the habit of actually doing it, because I do like how it looks, especially like if the rest of my room is like clean and sorted. And like I walk in the door after a long day, and I'm like, looks great. The bed's made. Everything looks awesome. But that doesn't always happen, or usually doesn't happen that I make the bed. So I think it's a cool thing. Is it super practical? Sort of, maybe. Depends on who you are, maybe. But I don't know. It's a thing we do. It's part of our society, I suppose.
See, I don't think I ever I mean, granted, like before I'm about to go to bed, I'll take the blanket and like lay it out. Like, I don't know why, I just do. So I kind of make it before I go to bed, in a way. But it's mostly just, I don't know. It's so that I can more easily find the blanket and wrap it around me adequately. I don't know. But yeah, I don't. Oh.
No, you go ahead. Finish your thought.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely see what you guys are saying about the sense of accomplishment. I think there is something to that. So.
Now that you guys are talking about this whole making the bed thing, I feel like there's a million other topics in there, like how do you sleep? What's your favorite sleeping position? Heavy sleeper, light sleeper? There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. I think a lot of people have some interesting quirks with sleeping, and along with making the beds. But I would say probably by and large, going back to the making the bed thing, probably most people don't make their beds. I feel like it's an older generation thing. Like, I don't know, do your guys' parents make their beds?
No.
Okay, I guess mine did.
My grandparents do. Well,
your grandparents do. Maybe my parents are closer to your grandparents' age.
You're still
They
young.
are in their 60s. Yeah. I don't know. Just turning 60, I should say.
All right. What was the other topic?
Facebook Marketplace.
All right.
Okay. So Facebook Marketplace sales. Curious to hear, do you guys do them? I think that in this day and age, I don't know, we live in a society of materialism. People acquire lots and lots of things, and today it's becoming more valued to own less items than it is to own more items, or I should say to own more quality items than quantity of items. And so I think Facebook Marketplace is a great place to get rid of junk, get rid of previous birthday gifts or Christmas gifts, or my favorite, things you find on the side of the road that aren't junk. Yeah, I just think it's a wonderful place to make a little extra income and get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys ever sell anything on it, or do you buy anything on Facebook Marketplace?
So yeah, I don't sell a whole lot. I have sold things on there before. And I don't know, moving out of the house, which I have until the end of April to get everything out. There's a desk I'm probably going to list on there. And then I have this piece of furniture in my kitchen that I'm not sure. Like right now, it doesn't really have a purpose. Maybe it could. So I don't know. I'm in between whether or not I want to keep it or get rid of it. But I think for furniture, it's great to easily get rid of stuff. For me, I think it's funny because I follow a lot of the groups, like the Wayne area groups and the Omaha groups and everything else. But I don't like, I don't know. I think it's funny. I'm a tech guy. I know a lot about a lot of different tech products. And it's funny some of the prices people ask for something that's not worth it because people don't really know what something's worth. And I guess they don't want to go to the work of like looking it up on eBay and seeing how much it's going for. So they just list it for what they think it's worth. And I'm like, that iPad mini first generation, it's obsolete. It can't run the latest operating system and you're selling it for $100-$150. I'm like, that's dumb. Nobody should be paying anything close to that, especially because you've probably had it for 3 years. So the battery's probably all degraded and not very good either. So I think it's funny looking at what some people ask for some things. Same with some vehicles. Like you'll see some people list some vehicles for either like really good prices that surprise you or really outrageous prices. And you're like, what are you thinking? So I like kind of seeing some of that and it amuses me. But I've also purchased things. I purchased a recliner just the other day on there and that TV stand, you can't see it, but there's a TV stand. It's you're like looking behind you. It's fantastic, and I got it for a steal. I think it was like $20 or something, and it's a nice like glass TV stand that you can mount your TV on. Here, I'll just show you. You can't really see it, but it's in that corner, and like you can mount your TV like you're mounting it on a wall, which is really cool. So. Yeah, that's my take. I think it's useful, but I think some people need to figure out how to price items a little better.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've never sold anything on it. Not yet. I probably will in the future. I look at it, I don't know, when I'm like actively looking for something or like in the market for something, I should say, like I'll look at it a lot more. I don't like casually scroll through it usually. But I feel like I want to do that more just because like I can be like, oh, I kind of sort of wanted this nightstand or a nightstand and this is a good price and it looks cool. But like, I feel like if I do that, I'll just accumulate a whole bunch of stuff that I don't need and spend a bunch of money I don't need to spend. It's like there's that aspect of it of it as well. I think it's interesting that like the whole thing started in the first place. Like I don't know. I don't know how it actually started, but I can imagine it was like these groups on Facebook started like the area, like the Platte County area, the, Omaha area stuff, like those kind of groups started. And then Facebook was like, wait a minute, we have a bunch of these groups everywhere. Why don't we just like make this a part of our like actual website and like make it more structured and organized and stuff. So I don't know. I think that's interesting too to think about.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. No, it's a really good idea of them because it makes Craigslist pretty quickly. It'll be pretty obsolete.
Yeah,
because it's just so user friendly.
Yeah, Craigslist is clunky. The only thing I don't like about Facebook is the fact that Facebook owns it, and they're a horrible, corrupt company. But we're all on it. We all have to be. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We got less than 2 minutes before Zoom cuts us off. Alan, you got anything you wanna talk about or say to the people before we gotta go?
Yeah. I'd just like to say in the very end, throw back to the Facebook Marketplace. You guys should do it. I've made 100 sales so far.
Nice.
Sold about $3,000 worth of items. So,
Dang.
Yeah. But no, I'm super glad that I could be on the show. This is awesome. This is fun to talk through stuff with you guys. So,
yeah,
much gratitude.
Well, we appreciate you agreeing to be on. You're our first guest where we didn't really we know you, but we don't like hang out with you all the time. We don't know you that much. So you're our first like actual guest. Other people have just been friends. I mean, you're still a friend.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm glad that you're using this time to rest and I think that's awesome and be productive, simultaneously resting and being productive. So that's cool. Justin, you got anything?
Thanks for tuning in, but we got to tune out. I don't know.
That's good. We should use that more often. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later, Bob. Yeah. See you guys.
It was good to see you, Adam.
Bye, guys.